everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan. I'm here with Twice as Nice Recruiting. We build every search from scratch. We have a 9.9% placement fee, and we guarantee your placements for 18 months. I'm joined by one of our amazing client managers here at Twice as Nice Recruiting. That's Austin. Austin, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great, Megan. How are you?
Good. Thanks so much for
Great.
joining me. I wanted to talk a little bit about one of these placements you've recently had, and it's for a process engineer. Is that correct?
hmm Yeah, absolutely.
Can you explain to me and whoever else might see this what a process engineer does and why a company would be looking for a process engineer?
Yeah, so we were joking about this. Really, it's in the name. They engineer processes. I think that's the best way to put it. They're typically chemical engineers, and they're there to ensure that manufacturing processes are operating efficiently, that quality and costs are maintained under control. Yeah, if there was one thing they were looking for outside of having the right chemical manufacturing background, would be, you know, career-oriented people. They have really great employee tenure at that company, and so they want people that are going to be there for the long run.
Tell me a little bit about the client who was looking for this process engineer.
Sure. So this is a longtime client of Twice as Nice, and they're a chemical manufacturing plant that's actually based out of Japan, but has global plants and facilities across the world. And one of them being in Kansas. Really, they came to us looking for another process engineer. We placed 3 or 4 of them in the past, and we're expecting to be able to place one more here. But we certainly did not expect to place them so quickly. Usually, it take a little bit longer, and then because we placed them so quickly, the client was so impressed with it that they were like, "Let's go ahead and find another one," and so we did.
This was for kind of I'll say a remote location, but it's not remote. It's here in the U.S. and in Kansas. Was that a little bit of a challenge to find someone willing to work in Kansas and to Topeka, Kansas, or to relocate to that area?
Yeah, that's always been one of the challenges historically with this search is finding somebody that's really willing to relocate there. But working with this client for so long, we know that the career opportunity and the advancement opportunities that are there. So we really sold that and focused our search really in places in cities that had high concentrations of chemical processing plants and refineries, where we know a lot of process engineers are going to be. Cities like Houston. And that really improved our engagement. It gave us a lot more to work with. The client was open to relocation assistance, which ensured that we had some sort of leverage to find somebody who couldn't find someone local. Lucky for us, the first place that we had was a local candidate, so that worked out, made it a lot easier. But the second candidate was a reload, and so it did take a little bit more negotiation. We submitted the candidate on day 10 and placed them there really quickly. They fell in love with that candidate. Ironically, when they came back to us and said, "Hey, well, let's go ahead and continue the search," we had just submitted the candidate that ended up being the second placement. So we had a backup, somebody that we thought we would have just in case the other candidate declined his offer, and ended up both of them got offers.
It seems like that process got quicker and quicker every time we did it by finding these niche markets where we know that these process engineers are going to be. So it seems like we kind of tailored that search. But is there any other lesson learned that can be applied to these future searches for process engineers or any other type of manufacturing industry?
That's a fantastic question. I think the biggest lesson learned has been learned throughout those other searches prior, that has led up to us being able to have a quick placement in this case, and that being let's find those right cities that have a high population of process engineers, and really targeting those.
Definitely. I think it kind of goes to show when you work with a recruiting agency who has worked with you before, they kind of know what you're looking for. We can tailor those searches. We can find the people you want. And the more and more that you work together, obviously you build that camaraderie, that relationship, and the understanding of what the client is looking for. So a little bit about knowing the client, understanding the client, and seeing the market and industry well, for sure.
Absolutely. Well said. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Austin. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, Megan.